Yeah, starting October, at the start of October, I went to Devoxx. I was one of the lucky ones who could participate, and I want to share my experience and takeaways with you. So, what is Devoxx? Devoxx is actually it's a big Java conference for a lot of developers looking for knowledge and sessions. It's in Antwerp, Belgium. It's in a big cinema complex, Kinepolis. It's actually the 20th edition, first time that I went. So you can imagine, but it's 20 years and maybe a bit more because of the Corona. And I didn't know it before, and it was called Java Polis, I think. And the last 10 years or something, Devoxx. It's really acknowledged in Europe, and it replaces the Java 1 conference in America that maybe some of you went to there. I don't know. It's 3 or 5 days, 3 days conference sessions, and 5 days if you include the deep dive sessions. Actually, next year I will try to do the complete conference, including deep dives, because I thought the deep dive sessions are really high quality talks also. And for example, a deep dive session can take 3 hours diving into one specific Java topic. So that's more, you get more content, more deep dives than in a normal conference session of 15 minutes. 3,200 participants. You can see me in the room with the yellow arrow. I'm sitting there having coffee, like I have now. And how to apply for this ticket. This is always a challenge. Also this year, the tickets were sold out in 60 seconds, the first batch. So the organizer, Stefan Jansi, asked, how can we make this more fair and easy for developers to apply and have a bigger chance to apply? And actually, I helped him design the second batch, and we designed a lottery system, like the Taylor Swift system. So you can do a pre-register, and then you will be selected by a lottery, and then you can buy your ticket. And it's more fair. It's more, and it helped because the second batch lottery I was in. I think I got the preference. I don't know. And more info can be found on Wikipedia on the history of Devoxx. There's a nice history with how it's grown over the past years. So what are my Devoxx experiences? Like we got a nice keynote of Bob Hodgkin is his name, I think. And one big thing is then, you cannot be an expert in everything. So that's one thing to remember when you look at these sessions. There were 200. You can easily be overwhelmed by all the info and what to choose. So one thing you have to do is start with accept that you don't know everything. Just start. I say I don't know what I know that I know nothing. That's Socrates' philosophy. And you should accept that. That's okay. Because nobody can know everything. So that's a big thing to remember. And this was his whole session was about this topic. That you should be careful with choosing what to learn and how your time is spent. And also be careful with taking on a challenge or a topic and say, I know it. You can come to me. I know everything. That's not the way to go. You should accept and also tell others that you don't know everything and accept that and explain that you want to learn. That's a big experience for me for Devoxx because I went to, I think, 20 sessions in total. And it's too much. You cannot handle that. So you have to choose what you want to look into further, the next step. So what helps there is set your goals and find a mentor. So a big what I found is that I don't have a mentor. And I asked myself, why don't I have a mentor to grow and to learn, to discuss topics with? Somebody that's really an expert in a specific topic. Who can I go to? I know some people, but I have never asked them, can you be my mentor? So that's a next step for me, one experience. Also, one thing is, it's this presenter, for example, but if I look at all participants, we are not really healthy as developers, I think. So when I look in the room and I look at everybody, I see a lot of people exhausted, overweight, not taking care of themselves. Maybe not here, I'm talking about Belgium. Huh? But that's one thing to remember. Please keep your lifestyle health in the picture, because you can keep on learning and spend 24 hours per day, but that's not the way to go. Try to limit your time and try to focus. That's a big thing in this. So then to the takeaways. This is really the content. I looked at how can I get inspired? How can I learn new things? What can I get confirmed, what I already do? And how can I connect to people? And on every topic, I have some examples, like getting inspired. One interesting talk was about software development by Sander Mak. He's from Picnic, I think. And he explains that we are artists as developers. We are not that black and white. We also look at logic-based creativity, because when we have a problem, we really have to look out out of the box also to solve the issue. So not only our skills, expertise, but really be creative in solving things. So that was inspiring to see that one. The other one was from Marcus. Westergen is his name, I think. It's about mentoring. What I explained earlier, he gave an insight in his career and his lifetime, what he did and how he was also stuck in his role. He didn't know how to go further. And the next step for him was that really looking for a mentor to help him. And a mentor is different from a coach. A coach doesn't know anything. He just asks you, what do you think yourself? But a mentor is really an expert in his field of expertise. So this will help, I think, a lot of developers looking for a mentor, looking for who can I really learn from, who can help me to make the next step. That's a nice thing. The other one was Josh Long. Maybe you know him, maybe not. For me, he's a hero in live demos. He just starts his talk with nothing but a laptop, with Notepad, and then he starts talking and just building the application using a Spring Initializer. He just does that in the demo itself, in the session. So that was really nice. Also learning new things. Java 21, of course. We had a nice update from Brian Guts is his name, I think. He's the architect from Java Oracle. Also, we got a lot of IntelliJ tips and tricks. Really 50 minutes only seeing what keys you can use and what you didn't know in IntelliJ. It's also a nice talk. We saw the JetBrains AI assistant coming. It will be released this month or next month, I think. It's really competitive to Copilot, I think, because it's really integrated in your IDE, IntelliJ, and you don't notice that it's a separate thing doing things for you. You can just ask questions and do actions. And this will be a competitor for Copilot, I think. Also, clean as you code. There was a presentation from Sonar. They're really looking into their strategy is now clean as code and just clean your code as you develop new code. So they advise not to look at big refactorings, but just clean as you code. So when you do something new feature development, clean the code that you're working on also. But that's their strategy, and they had a whole talk how to do this. I have to look at the time. And what time do I have, Michael? Until it's almost done or not?
Depends on Peter. No, I think 1 or 2 minutes. So that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then maybe into the confirmation. We of course I saw some talks about security setup. It confirms the setup that we've done for the backend with OAuth. Also, how we do integration testing. There was from Victor Rentea, a nice talk, and connecting to people. So really meeting, chatting in person instead of everything online is really nice to do. And I had a lot of coffee with people, and also exploring Antwerp. I don't know if you see it. We visited the McDonald's in Antwerp. Then some small quick ones. We did some Devoxx polls with 3,200 people and 1,400 replied, as you see. IntelliJ is the biggest one. What tool do you use? ChatGPT and large language models. You see on the left, not allowed to use language models as a company. That was a lot of companies had it. And also ChatGPT, how do you use this once in a while? So it's not really in use a lot yet. It was a nice insight, maybe. This is for reference. I have on the left the must-watch videos. On the right, you should watch or could watch. It's also what I explained on my experience takeaways. And the references. So all the links with a nice playlist of all the videos. And the LinkedIn post from Stefan Janssen, the organizer. And he uses a lot of data, metrics, they had in the Wi-Fi system, they could see how many visitors were in a room, and they made all kind of dashboards of that. So the most popular visited sessions you can see in this LinkedIn post. That's it. And thanks for the opportunity to share and that I could go to the Devoxx. Thanks to my team. That's it. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you, Mark, for this presentation of Devoxx. So, as I understood, if people want cards for next year, they can ask you. You got the algorithm in there.
I have some tips, tricks.
How to hack the system.